Good morning, good day, good evening. I am, as always, your host, Brodie Robertson. I just thought my thing didn't start recording. This is episode 65. I am, as always, a massive professional. And every single day we become closer, and we come closer and closer to the haha funny meme number. You know, that joke would have been better if I didn't just completely stumble over my words. We are four episodes after this one, five if you include this one, 4 or 5 episodes away from episode 69. Now, I don't know who I'm going to have on for episode 69. I'm going to obviously have to have a guest on of some description. Maybe I'll bring Hex DSL on. I think he'd be up for a haha funny meme number episode. Maybe. We'll see. I'll work it out with him. If I did that, I would have to do like another really early morning recording, which would be fine. I can make it work. Like, now that I've shifted my schedule around and actually have a schedule that I am comfortable working with, I could definitely get that done somehow. It's just a matter of if I want to. I have a couple other people I could bring on, but I think Hex might be the best person for that, because I think he would very much be up for playing into the joke, like, as much as possible, really. And that is exactly what I want from an episode like that. So we've got a lot of things on my list of topics today. I was going to say I could show you the list, but I'm always just capturing my browser, and I don't feel like actually breaking my scenes during the middle of a recording, so we are not going to be changing that right now. But trust me, we do have a lot of things to talk about. Probably too many things, most of which we won't actually get into. One thing I do want to get into, though, we'll get into this straight away, because this happened today for me. It'll be like about a week ago for you guys. The end of my Crystar stream. The end of my previous Crystar stream. So, not the stream that you would be seeing if you're watching this on YouTube, the day this comes out. The one the week before. I think it was titled something like Mirai is dead, just keep her dead already. So, what happened is this stream, I think, was my longest live stream so far. So, I didn't realize this game autosaves, and because I didn't realize it autosaved, when I got into a situation where there wasn't a save point for nearly 2 hours, I just kept playing and playing and playing and playing. Now, if you know what I've been doing in the Crystar stream, basically I went through the first playthrough, then I went through New Game Plus, now I'm in New Game Plus Plus, now I'm in, I guess, it's not New Game Plus Plus Plus, it's like, after you finish New Game Plus Plus, you get another chapter afterwards. And we're in that chapter now. The problem that we have with this this third playthrough is it decides that it wants to basically break the entire story of the game and then end the entire game with a boss rush. Now, if you don't know what boss rush is, a boss rush is basically it's where you don't have any other gameplay. It's just boss, 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 and you just keep going through bosses until the game feels like giving up and doing something else. So the problem, I don't think anyone cares about Crystar spoilers. So initially, the final boss, which I thought was the actual final boss, would have made sense. It wouldn't have made sense because they retconned the story, but it would have made sense to end it there. So we had a boss fight with one of our party members, Sen. I don't know why we had a boss fight with Sen. For some reason, she decided she wants to fight us. Like, there was some sort of plot explanation for why that happened, but it didn't make any sense whatsoever. It felt like they were just basically coming up with story elements and then just chucking them at the wall and just seeing what one actually stuck, and we just got this absolute train wreck of a story because of it. So Sen became not evil, I guess. For some, yeah, she wanted to kill us. Anyway, we defeated Sen. Wasn't too difficult of a boss fight. Then after that, oh no, sorry, before that there was a different boss fight. I think we had to, what was it? Who did we fight before that? Oh, sorry, there was like a mini boss before that, and then there was the actual final boss. Then after that, it's like, hey, now you're gonna fight your sister, and now you're gonna fight, who was it? So we fought our sister, who's dead. Just don't question the story. We're in purgatory. Everyone's dead. Just accept it. So we have a sister, a twin sister who died in the womb, who then we have to fight as who I thought was the final boss. Turns out there's another boss directly after that, and all that's separating that is cutscenes, and you don't have a chance to get more healing items, so basically, you are burning through your healing items throughout these fights, and the fights are really poorly designed, where there's basically no telegraphing for the attack. So there's so many attacks in that game which are basically impossible to dodge. Like, there's no wind up. There's no, like, hey, here's a particle effect to tell you the attack's going to happen. No, the attack just happens and you get hit. So there was that boss fight. Then there was another boss fight after that. I think this was the third boss fight in a row. And when I got to that boss fight, I was like, okay, if this boss is not defeated in the cutscene, I am just stopping. I'm quitting the game. I'm just done with this stream. Because I was 4.5 hours into that point. I was just getting sick of playing it. It was like, kill the boss in the damn cutscene. Nope. Nope. Time for more boss rush. We have another boss fight. Then I went and looked at like how the game actually ends. Turns out there's another 2 boss fights in this boss run. I don't know if there's going to be a point to like get some healing items or if we somehow have to get through the rest of the game without any items. I don't know what the deal is. It's so poorly designed. I think I'm like 40 hours into this game at this point. Really, the only reason I'm still playing it is out of sheer habit. I think next stream, if I might do another Crystar stream, I don't know. I'm really tempted to not and just go play something else. Like, I want to go and start streaming something like Kingdom Hearts or Cyber Dimension Neptunia, Nier Automata, games that I know are actually good games. I haven't decided on which one I'm going to go with yet, but once Crystar is done, I will absolutely be swapping to something else. But it feels like every single time I try to stream this game, it's just never ending. It's just always going. Like I felt like I thought it was gonna end after the first playthrough. Then it's like, oh yeah, time loop time. It's like, okay, that's fine. One time loop's good. Oh, time loop time again. Now it's New Game Plus Plus. I think we're actually at the real final ending now, which is nice. Because, yeah, this is one of those games that it really feels like it's overstayed its welcome, especially during this boss run. It's just like, I thought I'd fought the final boss like 3 times already. Can we just end this stupid boss fight? Can we stop this boss run? These are not well-designed boss fights. This isn't fun anymore. This game has really overstayed its welcome. And the story is just making less and less sense every single time. So for some reason, we need to collect, like, time loops to, like, defeat the demons who contracted us to work in Purgatory. I don't understand why. It was never explained why that was a thing. It's just like, oh yeah, time loops happened, you collect time loops now. Like, what are you talking about? This entire game, we've been collecting souls. Why are we now collecting time loops? What is this video game? I don't understand it. JRPGs are generally weird enough. Like, take Kingdom Hearts, for example, where the time travel system in that game underpins the entire story and makes literally no sense. But in the case of Kingdom Hearts, at least the general Kingdom Heartsy stuff is fun. Crystar, it was a mediocre game at the best of times, and now it's just like, I don't even know if I want to keep playing it. That's where I'm at right now. It's just like, I really don't know if I want to keep suffering through this game. But it should only take me like maybe another hour or so to finish the game, so I'm really tempted to just like maybe do it in tomorrow's stream and like my Dead Cells stream, or maybe do it next week and just finish it off then. If I do it next week, I'm not just going to do an hour stream. What I'll probably end up doing is starting as a Crystar stream and then, I don't know, maybe playing something like Hades or something afterwards, something that's a good game. Maybe I'll start Binding of Isaac, maybe I'll go do some more Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Something else, just literally anything else. I know that I could have stopped playing this game ages ago, but a part of my brain, I have a minor completionist brain. I'm not the sort of person who's like, I want to get every achievement. But if you put a story in front of me and it's like, hey, you should probably go finish this story, I'm like, do I want to though? But like, even though I could go watch the story on the internet, I could watch it on YouTube. Do I want to finish this story myself? And yeah, it's that part of my brain that gets addicted to things like, hey, you like cycling now. Hey, you like programming now. Do nothing but that for like 6 months. And it's a part of my brain to try to channel on helpful things so I don't get into like the the same sort of RuneScape grind I got into when I was a kid, where it's just like, I played RuneScape for 6 years? 6 years, I'm going to say. Yeah, probably too long. That's how long I played it for. I played it from like 2007 up until the RS3 beta, so whatever that works out to be. And I just try to put that part of my brain towards good things, like my YouTube channel, or studying Japanese, or not playing Christ. One thing with the PS4 streaming, though, I can do PS4 streaming currently. Like, I've got a hacky setup to do it. It's with some of those really sketchy eBay items I bought previously, where I bought or I was telling you about previously, where I bought a HDMI splitter, those old what were they? The Elgato Camlink ripoffs, and it works. It's just there's a bit of lag in it, and especially I can deal with lag for you guys. I don't care about you guys. You guys can accept it. But for me, if I'm playing a game, I want it to not be lagging on my side, and to do that, I'm going to be replacing the entire setup with one device. The AverMedia Live... What is it? AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus? Is that what it's called? AverMedia is never good at naming stuff. AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. I got the name right. It does 4K pass-through. Not a big deal for me. If I eventually get myself a PS5, it might be important then. A PS5 and a 4K monitor might be important then. But it does 1080p recording. So, yeah, that's going to be how I end up capturing that. That'll just go, like, into my PC and just work like that. It should be fine. It is, this device right here. They're not that expensive either. I think that this was, like, 170 or so? How much did I pay for it? Let's find out. More than my original setup. More than my, like, hacky setup I had before, but it was, like, $40. Oh, sorry, okay. I spent $211. A bit more. Okay, it's $200 plus $11 shipping. Sure. Anyway, that's basically how much I spent. It's gonna hopefully be better. If it's not better, I'll feel really bad. I'll feel really bad if I wasted $200 on trying to improve my setup and it doing literally nothing. Literally nothing whatsoever. But I can hope. I can hope that it's not like that and it actually does fix my problems. I did test out... What did I use to test out? I was playing Jack X. Yeah, Jack X is just a great game. I bought it on, like, the PlayStation Digital Store, like, years ago. And Cyber Dimension Neptunia. And both of them, for some reason, would occasionally stutter. And I know those games don't stutter when I'm playing them, like, on the actual console plugged directly into my monitor. So there was clearly some weird stuttering being caused by the weird setup that I have, which is expected because when you buy a $10 HDMI splitter, I wouldn't expect the best experience all the time. Yeah. My side was bad enough. It was even worse capturing in OBS. Plus, it had, like, a really big audio delay. I can deal with occasional stutters, but the audio was, like, I think half a second out, which really threw me off. Like, I would say, you know, use my boost in Jack X, and then half a second later, I would hear the boost happen, or I would get someone, like, shooting at me, and half a second later, I would hear the shooting. And that's just not a workable way of playing. It's bad enough in Jack X, but in games where, like, sound actually matters, it just wouldn't work at all. So, getting rid of that is probably for the best. Plus, the, well, part of the reason why there was the big delay is because I was listening to the audio on my OBS monitor. So I was monitoring it through my PC. So there was the delay from the capture card, or from the splitter, and then the delay from OBS, so it's like double delay, which is what was throwing me off. The pass-through on the AverMedia, though, that does... I think you can capture, or you can plug your your headphones directly into the capture card, and then monitor from the capture card, so it should be far, far less lag. There might still be a little bit, but it would be in the, like, level of tolerance where you could actually functionally play a game. Not what it was before. Not what it was before, which is, shit. Shit is a good way to put it, yeah. Speaking of things that are not shit, yeah, we'll go with not shit. Questionably shit. Meet System 76's first mechanical keyboard. System 76 are those guys who make Linux laptops that run Pop! OS, if you have never heard of them. But you've probably heard of them if you do anything relating to the Linuxy world. Even if you don't care about Pop! OS or their devices. Now, this is a interesting keyboard that has a horrible, possibly the worst designed spacebar on the entire planet. Plus, oh, okay, no, when I looked at this keyboard, I didn't realize how much I hated it. Wow, I actually hate this more. The more that I look at this thing, the more that I actually hate it. Oh god, okay. So, for anyone listening to the audio version, generally it looks like a keyboard. It's a 10, is it 10 keyless? It doesn't have a number pad. It doesn't have a number pad. Anyway, whatever you call those keyboards don't have number pads. You have to look at this thing. It's so weirdly laid out. So the escape and function keys, those are fine. Nothing weird there. Number line, perfectly fine. Tab through / perfectly fine. Where it gets weird is the line with caps lock on it, where caps lock is offset. So usually, my voice is awful today. Usually what you'll see is like your tab, caps lock, shift, and control key will like all be in a line. That's a normal thing for a keyboard. In this case though, the caps lock, shift, and control are like slightly pushed inwards. I don't understand. So like, they're not in line with the tab, the tilde, and the escape. They're actually like slightly in further on the keyboard, which is so weird to look at. Plus, then you've got your enter key. So the enter key was also pushed in, but it's also like a smaller enter key. Like, it could have been expanded out to be the length of a normal enter key, but it's not. There's just like a weird gap there. I don't understand this gap. Why is that gap there? And then because it doesn't have a number pad, it's also had to put like the arrow keys like right next to the right shift, and the right shift is then also shorter than it should be as well, and also pushed in really far, like pushed in even further than the enter key. It's so weird to look at. I don't know what this keyboard is. And then you have the biggest offender of all. I see why they've done it, but the biggest offender of all is having a split spacebar. Like, it doesn't have one long spacebar. It has 2 spacebar keys. And then you can go and replace those keys with, like, a shift or a backspace or a function. Why would you replace it with a function key? That's weird. I don't understand. But yeah, you can replace it with, like, a bunch of keys. That's so strange. So if you replace the left side of the spacebar, I don't understand this. So if you're not looking at the image, look at your keyboard, take your spacebar and split it in half, and because most keyboards have 2 switches under their spacebar, but most of the time they're both on the same key. This takes those two switches and puts them on separate keys. So weird to look at. I've never seen a keyboard like this. And then it's also going to be accompanied with with a mapping software, so you can go and remap those keys. You want to go and remap literally any key on the keyboard. Now, that I actually do see as a something pretty useful. Now, there are other keyboards you can very easily remap, but this does have like its own special remapping software to do whatever special things it can do. I don't know. It also has RGB because why not? But all of this all of this keyboard is like really cool. Until you get to the price. So this is a keyboard that is manufactured in the US, which obviously makes it expensive. $285. So it is a 84 key semi-staggered layout. Also, wait, what? It has a 10 gigabit USB hub. So it's not also with the firmware. It's not running QMK. It's running a firmware based on QMK. I'm guessing that's why they have their own software. Huh. But anyway, I don't understand this like semi-staggered layout. Like, why is the enter key so small? Why don't you extend the keys to like where they should be located? Like, I would get it if you're trying to save some space, but there's nothing but room here. Like, it's literally just empty space here, and you've made the caps lock, shift, and control shorter than they need to be. I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so weird to look at. Also, something that someone pointed out to me is why doesn't it have a uh what are the ThinkPad people call it, the nipple? Why doesn't it have a track point nipple? That would actually be pretty cool. I think if you put that on there, that actually would justify the price. I don't know if Lenovo has a patent on that. They very well might. But if they don't, that actually would be really cool here, and I actually could see people buying this. But I don't know who's buying this keyboard otherwise. It's a $285 84 key keyboard with QMK software. Like, if you're spending that kind of money, that's the range, and like this is such a customizable keyboard that you would go and build your own keyboard. Like that's what this range is. I don't understand who this is for. Sure, the 10 gigabit USB hub is useful, but like it's not that useful. It's a wired keyboard. I don't know why that's listed as a feature. That's not a feature. That's like standard. I'm sure this split spacebar appeals to somebody. I'm just not the person it appeals to. Plus, I do like my my numpad. That's a big thing for me. I love my numpad, and not having my numpad would be a big pain for me. What I need to do is get a QMK keyboard and just remap the numpad to be like useful keys so they don't break all my other stuff. But I don't know. It's such an odd keyboard to look at. I wouldn't pay. Well, in Australia, it's not going to be $285. It's going to be like close to $400. Is not my sort of thing. I'm sure someone cares about it, but oh, it does have a bunch of Okay, so when it says the USB hub, it has two USB-A 3. I guess they're 3.1 ports. They would probably be, and then USB-C ports as well. Like, that's cool. Like, it's all cool and all that, but I just don't understand the point. I don't know. To be fair, my keyboard, in case you don't know, I've shown it off enough times, is a Cougar Vanta, which I believe is $70. I bought it because it's a scissor switch keyboard, and scissor switch keyboards are objectively the best switch. I don't care what anyone has to say. Get out of here, you mechanical scrubs. I don't care about your opinion. I don't know. It's an interesting keyboard. I just don't get it. I don't get who this appeals to at that price point. If it was $200, I could see it. $200 would actually be more reasonable, but almost $300 is where you're building your own keyboard. No one spending $300 on a keyboard is buying something pre-built. At least in my mind. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just ranting. But it is built in America, and if that's what you want to support, maybe that's why you want to buy it. Still too much for me, though. Still very much for me. Even if it was built in Australia, I still wouldn't pay that much at all. Speaking of paying too much, though, I hope you guys have been looking at the crypto market and like the absolute fucking carnage that's been happening. It's probably still happening by the time this goes up. I don't expect it to have recovered yet. I'm just. Oh, the crypto market is so good right now. So, in case you're living under a rock, apparently the crypto market is just controlled by Elon Musk's Twitter. Like, it's past 7 days when Elon started to say that, hey, Bitcoin maybe not be that great. Bitcoin dropped 20%. Which, for the record, is a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. And because Bitcoin dropped, everything else dropped. Except Dogecoin. Dogecoin actually held out pretty well because Dogecoin is Elon's new baby. Dogecoin is where Elon thinks the future should go. Except not really. Because if you... Oh my god. If you think... Okay. If you think that Elon is, like, on your side, you are the dumbest person on the planet. Have you forgotten that Elon is a billionaire? Like, that's not to say that all billionaires are bad, but have you forgotten that Elon is a billionaire? He's not here to help the little man. Sure, he's gonna, like, not take a massive salary from his job. That just looks good for PR. Sure, he's gonna boost up Bitcoin. Do you know why he boosted up Bitcoin? All of you absolute brainlets who think that Elon was on your side from the start, and even you people who think that Elon is on your side with Dogecoin, you are all absolutely being played right now. All of you are incredibly dumb, and you're all gonna, like, absolutely get yourself hurt from this. So, do you know why Elon was pushing Bitcoin? Because he bought Bitcoin. Do you, like, this? It's so obvious to watch what Elon's doing from the outside. He is manipulating the market, and nobody seems to care until he's not manipulating the market in your favor. So Tesla announced, like, hey, we're going to accept Bitcoin now. Do you know what Tesla did before they did that? And do you know what Elon did before he did that? He bought Bitcoin. And then he shot the price up. And do you know what happened when he decided the price had gone high enough? He sold. And then he tweeted saying, hey, look, Dogecoin is the future. Do you know what he did before Dogecoin was the future, though? He bought Dogecoin. Like, it's so obvious. And it's going to happen again. Like, sure, he's pumping the price of Dogecoin right now. But he's going to sell it soon. And he's going to go to something else. Because all he's doing is manipulating the market. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. But it's so fucking obvious. I don't know how there are actually people out there who think that, like, Elon is, like, the savior of crypto, or the savior of Dogecoin, or he's gonna help us all become millionaires. No, he's not. That's not happening at all. All he's doing is trying to make himself rich. Now, that's not to say that you can't make some money, you know, following the trends. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't do that. I am not a financial expert. But if you think that he's on your side, you are absolutely being played. Like, I feel so bad for, like, all of the new investors who have been seeing all the hype around Elon and, like, the time he was on SNL and all this other stuff, thinking that, oh, Elon's gonna make me a millionaire. Like, no, he's not. That's not happening. Anyone who got involved in crypto in the past, like, month, I feel bad for you. Because you've been scammed. You've been scammed by all of the crypto tubers who think this bubble is going to just keep going up and up. We're going to go to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. Everyone's going to be a billionaire. That's not how the economy works. That just cannot function. Like, look at this, okay? If you think that this is not a bubble... Oh, you can't even see it. Okay, we'll try that again. If you think that what's been happening over the past year is not a bubble... You are absolutely insane. Sure, you can manipulate your numbers to make it look like, oh, Bitcoin always goes up. And generally, yes, Bitcoin does go up. But when it has a bubble like this, it will go back down. It's just that's how the economy corrects itself. Especially when your entire market is controlled by a dude on Twitter. But hey, if you bought down here and you sold up here, like, you're in a good position. I don't feel bad for the crypto tubers who've been scamming people. Any of the crypto tubers who have been, like, hyping up Bitcoin, saying, oh, it's going to go to $100,000. It's going to go $100,000. I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire. And then it crashes and you lose, like, 50% of your investment in one day. All of you deserved it. All of you deserved it for trying to convince all your followers to dump their life savings into crypto. Sure, you can be like, oh, but I'm not a financial expert. Take my advice with a grain of salt. You know that that's not what you're doing. You're saying that because you need to say that so you don't get sued by the SEC. That's why you're saying that, not because you actually believe that. I'm sure there are good crypto tubers out there who are actually trying to help people out, but there are so many people out there who are just absolutely running a scam and openly running a scam knowing that people are going to fall for it. And that's without even getting into people who are actually doing things like, hey, I'm going to double your Bitcoin. Ignoring those people. Just the people who think, like, you know, What, SafeMoon? SafeMoon is the big meme right now. That's the one that everyone's like, oh yeah, SafeMoon, go to the moon. SafeMoon, SafeMoon, it's a real project. Like, no, SafeMoon isn't, no, that's not anything with safe in its name is not a real thing. Let's go SafeMoon. What's SafeMoon doing right now? Wow, it crashed. Who would have thought? Oh, look at this. This is not a bubble. This is not a bubble at all. This coin has existed for 2 months. If you're putting your money in this, you are stupid. Like, look at this, okay? Started at nothing. Oh, it mooned like everything else did, and it came crashing back down, and it's gonna keep coming crashing back down, because the second this bull market ends, SafeMoon is not gonna have any value whatsoever, because there's nothing backing this project. There is no, like, technology they're trying to build. There's no, like, oh, we're trying to build decentralized video. We're trying to build decentralized contracts. We're trying to make even crypto games, even something like that. There's nothing here. It's just, oh, it's going to go to the moon. When the bull runs over, it's not going anywhere. It's going to zero. And anyone who has their money left in this is going to be an absolute chump. Do not be left holding the bag at the end. I don't care if you think that, like, you're going to become a billionaire from this. You're not. It's just not going to happen. Just be sensible. Like, I get the, like, appeal of trying to, you know, trying to gamble your money away and actually make millions of dollars. These crypto YouTubers are selling you a dream that is not going to happen. Because all of them already have their money in there before they tell you anything. It's the same thing with Elon. It's the same thing with the crypto YouTubers. All of them have their money in the coin before they tell you anything. And before they tell you to sell, they have already sold. That's just how this works. If you want a good channel to watch about, like, how just ridiculous this nonsense is, I highly recommend going and watching CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla is an absolutely amazing channel. This guy, as seen on Netflix. Yeah, I love that. He's been doing some absolutely amazing videos recently. Did a video on Doge tubers. Doge to $5. Like, no, Doge's not going to $5. Are you stupid? And he actually, in this video, he showed, like, how stupid, like, the market would be if Doge went to $5. If Doge went to $5, it would be worth more than the market cap of every single coin. Like, literally every other coin, it would be worth more than, which is, it's Doge. It's not going to happen. Or he did one today, about Dave Portnoy, literally telling people to join a Ponzi scheme. It's like, oh, SafeMoon is probably a Ponzi scheme, allegedly. SafeMoon's a Ponzi scheme, allegedly. If you're in on the ground floor of the Ponzi scheme, you'll still make money. Like, that's such an irresponsible thing to be telling people. It's one thing to gamble your own money away. It's one thing to do that. But if you are encouraging other people to gamble their money, you are a horrible person. Once again, not all crypto tubers are bad, but there are so many of them out there who I don't think have any moral compass, who just think they can just say anything they want and get away with it. Because so far they can. The SEC has been useless. There is, I'm sure you guys know the I sleep meme. For anyone who's a boomer who doesn't know what this meme is, I'll show you a picture of the I sleep meme. It is this meme. It is the I sleep when nothing interesting happens, and then real shit happens, and you have, like, the laser eyes. This is what, like, this represents the crypto market right now. Hey, look. Elon Musk is literally manipulating the price of Bitcoin by tweeting. And, oh, he's manipulating all of you guys into thinking that he's trying to save the world, and he's going to literally controlling the market with his Twitter account. I sleep. Dave Portnoy telling people, join a Ponzi scheme, because if you're in on the ground floor, you're still going to make money. I sleep. Library trying to make a decentralized video platform and actually do something productive and use cryptocurrency to solve a real problem. It's time for the SEC to get involved. Time to sue some people. Like, what is happening? What am I watching? Like, the people who are actually building real projects, they're the ones getting sued. The people who are unironically scamming people, nothing. Literally nothing. I don't understand how broken the SEC is. Like, I don't want, you know, I don't want people on Twitter who are just talking about things going to the moon to be sued. That's not what I mean. But when it's people who actually have the ability to sway the market, like Elon, when he can just say, Tesla's not going to accept Bitcoin anymore, market crashes 20%. People like that, that is where things like the SEC actually should be used. Not going after real projects because they talk about features. I've talked about the library problem before, where literally some of the evidence that the SEC is providing to sue them is that they talk about features. Like, they talk about, oh, library's going to have new features on their platform. And they don't say, like, this is going to pump the price or anything. All they say is that library's going to have new features and, oh, here's some cool stuff we're doing. Oh, why are you talking about features on your platform? Why are you being truthful to your users? Things that, like, make no sense in my head why they're being criticized about. That's what the SEC goes after. Not the actual people controlling the market. Maybe because they know that if Elon does get sued, he'll just move his company. He'll just go somewhere else. When you're that rich, you're basically immune to going to jail or being sued because, you can just go somewhere else and, the government's not going to follow you. The government's not going to chase after you. They'd much rather you just stay in their country and keep providing them with jobs and tax revenue and all this stuff. That's enough of my rant about Elon literally manipulating crypto because the SEC doesn't give a shit about actual problems. All they care about is, we're going to sue people who want to make stuff. That's all they care about. So, my end point here is, no matter what you do, be safe. Don't be left holding the bag at the end. I don't think you should be even touching the market right now, but that's your money. Just be safe. Don't put your life savings in something that may go to zero tomorrow. Like any of these meme coins. That's what I'll say. Okay, that's enough ranting about crypto right now. I think we're a bit done with that. I think we can talk about something else now. I don't know how long that rant went on for. Probably way too long. Oh my lord. Let's talk about something a bit more fun. So there is a pizza shop not too far away from my place. A really, really good pizza shop. It's called Australian Pizza House? I think that's what it's called. Am I doxing myself telling you that I live somewhere near this? Whatever. I'm not going to tell you where I live. It's within driving distance of my house, which sums it up to most of the state. Anyway, there's a place near me called Australian Pizza House. Or Australia's Pizza House, depending on what sign they want to use today. Anyway, they have really good food. Like, I'm genuinely impressed by the pizza I got there. I went there, like a week or so ago? I got myself, what is it? I think it was a barbecue beef pizza or something. I don't know. It had like pulled beef on it, and it was actually really good. I don't usually buy beef pizzas. I usually go down the chicken route, but this one was really good. I've never had as good a pizza as that. I usually, go like Domino's and stuff like that. So my pizza standards are very low, but I have had good pizza from other places, and I think this is probably the best pizza I've ever had. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the pizza. If you are ever near Australia's Pizza House, highly recommend going there. If you want to get a pizza for yourself, it's actually pretty cheap, like $8, which might sound like a lot if you're in a country where food's actually cheap to buy from restaurants, but in Australia, $8 is actually like a good price. Like that, buying lunch for $8 is actually surprising. Anyway, not the point. The point is that this store is the sketchiest looking store I have ever seen. If you didn't know the food was going to be good there and you walked into this place, you would probably walk right out because holy crap, this place is very questionable. It has like, what does it have? What is its rating on Google? Like a 4.5, a 5-star? Probably some really high rating. What? Give me a rating. Give me a rating, damn it. What do you mean the pizzas are basically all dough? That's what a pizza is, what I don't know, some insult. I can't see a rating. They're clearly ratings, but they haven't given me like a general rating. Google reviews, give me something. Bullshit, it has a 3.8. The food's way better than that. Anyway, actually, maybe it's because of how sketchy the building is. So you walk into this place. The entrance looks perfectly fine. Okay, entrance is fine. That's because you're not at the kitchen, or not the dining area, or the dining area is what I call it. You're not at the dining area, the place that you order stuff. You walk into that area. There is a exposed wall with wiring hanging out. It looks like they're supposed to be putting up some gyprock to like cover the wall. Gyprock's missing, so it's just electrical wiring hanging everywhere. And then they've got because I guess they just never got around to putting the gyprock up, they decided to actually stick the menu onto like the exposed wiring, which is already bad enough. Like that already gives you a bad enough impression. Turn to your left, and there's like concrete for the brick wall they've got there. That's all good. The bricking is like half done though, so it stops at about my head height, and the rest of it is just exposed beams with more half done gyprocking. And because of how like sketchy the bricks have been put up, you can like peel the concrete off the wall and peel the bricks off the wall. It's just so sketchy. Like, there's probably other weird things about it. Like, they've also got a pinball machine that because of Rona they haven't been able to use in like a year and a half. And it's just sitting there covered in dust. Like, no one's even bothered to dust it. And there's like, in arcades they'll have like or I guess in pubs as well, they have like the boxing thing where you like have to hit this bag and it like tells you how strong you are, or you can hit like a certain like a number of times and like give. That's probably that's a weird angle. We're not going to do that. You can like punch it a bunch of times and it gives you a score, and it's fun stuff. You're drunk, but none of that stuff has been cleaned since it's been put there. I think it's been there since the start of Rona, and just no one has cleaned it. So the dining area is just absolutely horrible. But okay, the food is good. It is the sketchiest shop you've ever been in, but the food is really, really good. I'm going to go there again on the weekend. I want more pizza from there. I don't usually buy pizza for myself. I'm the sort of person who, if someone buys pizza at a party, I'm more than happy to devour it. But I don't ever buy pizza, like, just for myself. I usually feel like it always feels kind of weird for me. But this is an exception. This is very much an exception. Also, because it's Australia's pizza house, they've got like Australia stuff up all over the place. Like they've got a 3D painting of I think it was, what is it? 3D painting of a koala. So like a 3D painting would be basically a combination of a painting and like a sculpture, if you've never seen one before. It looks pretty good. And they've got like a big banner of their logo and all that. Here we go. I'll show you what their logo looks like. This logo right here. That is the people who work there. Well, okay, you've been doxxed now, I guess. Why is it not showing me the picture? That's fine. The picture's public. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Now we can see it. Ah, wait, it was merged together. Right, that's why. Open image. Thank you. Well, that's small. And it's also cut off. It's a cool logo as well. I highly recommend the place if you're ever in the Adelaide, the northern Adelaide region around like the Modbury area. Very good food. Yeah. All I have to say about them: Australia's Pizza House, you get a 5-star from me. Much better than a lot of the Chinese food places around here. There's a lot of, I don't know if these exist anywhere else, but the way that a lot of Chinese fast food places work here is a lot of them are their rice or noodles and then 2 choices of like meat, whatever meat you want, or I guess some places have tofu as well, but usually it's going to be like, you want some honey chicken, you want some sweet and sour pork, things like that. And most of those places are so bad. Like, a lot of them are so bad. There's a place in the Elizabeth Shopping Centre, which is actually pretty good. It's got a really shit rating. All of these places have a horrible rating, so the only way to find out if the food there is actually good is to go there yourself. But the one in Elizabeth, I think it's called like Cherry Blossom or something. I guess no one cares about local food joints, but I'm going to keep talking about them because I am doing a solo podcast and that's what I do. Yeah, Cherry Blossom in Elizabeth, I think it was. pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese place. A lot of the like Chinese places just use like very generic. Yeah, it is Chinese place. Just use very generic Chinese names. Or like very generic Asian names, like East Asian names. Anything that sounds East Asian, they'll usually go, they'll usually use the name. There's a place next to it that does very similar stuff that is a Japanese place. It sells the exact same food, but that place is called Itami. So, anyway, not the point. Cherry Blossom? No. No, wait, maybe it's something different. As I said, all of these places have the exact same, like, sort of generic names. Like, what? There's Cherry Blossom Sushi. There's Cherry Blossom Takeaway. There's Sakura Takeaway. Like, like, even if it's, like, a Chinese place or a Vietnamese place, they'll just go with, like, the most generic-sounding East Asian names. Even if it's not at all, like, related to their actual culture. Everything's just very generic. Usually ends up going Japanese, even when it's not Japanese stuff. Don't ask why. It's just how it goes. But that place is good. The one in, there's one in Tea Tree Plaza, which is really overpriced, and you, like, bite into the honey chicken, and most of it's just batter. Like, there's this little tiny bit of meat in there, and I'm just like, what? Can I get good food, please? I've been there twice. I usually give a lot of, usually the way I do stuff, if I'm gonna try out food from somewhere, is I'll try it during, like, their busiest time, and I'll try it during their off period. If they screw up in both of them, there is no reason for your shop to exist. Because I get, like, having issues in, like, your peak period. You should be good at that, because that's when you make your money, but I get having issues then. I've worked in fast food, I understand that. In your off period, though, if your food is bad, well, that just means that you're a terrible shop. But pretty much it. I don't have any more to say about that. Oh, on the note of that pizza place, it does take a very long time to get the pizza because they actually make everything from scratch. So I think it took me like 15 minutes to get the pizza because unlike, you know, Pizza Hut where they have like industrial cookers and stuff, a lot of stuff is pre-made. This is all like cooked fresh for you and it's really good because of it. I'm going to keep talking about this pizza place because it's really good. Maybe I'll do a live stream and just have a pizza on it. Maybe I should do a mukbang stream and just so I have an excuse to eat more pizza from there. See, judging by my last stream, maybe I can actually make this stream actually pay off the pizza, because holy crap. My last main channel stream? I don't know what happened. I don't know why people were so excited for that one, but it didn't get that many views. It was my highest super chat, though. I think in that stream, I made, like, before the YouTube cut, because YouTube takes a 30% cut of super chats, I made, like, $95 from super chats, which, for a big channel isn't a lot, but like I've never had more than like $10 in an entire stream, and it was I don't know what was going on. It was just like super chat after super chat after super chat. They were all asking like inane questions like, "Hey, is super cereal? Oh no, is super cereal? Is cereal a soup? What's your favorite programming language?" Things like that. You know, very simple questions. The soup's a cereal. Cereal's a soup one. Led me into a tangent for a while, but I appreciated it. I don't know why though. I don't know why people were getting very very generous that stream. Maybe it's because the first time I'd done an American stream in a while. So normally when I do my main channel streams, I stream it at 8 p.m. my time, which ends up being good for the Europeans and good for the Indians, which are two of my big demographics. But I did this one for the Americans. I don't know, maybe Americans just have a lot more disposable income. That could very well be it. I don't know. There was like, it wasn't just one person either. I think it was like 4 or so people who had very generous wallets that day. I don't know why. But my Patreon also grew a lot recently as well. I think I've had like 3 or 4 people join the Patreon. Oh, I take that back. 1 person deleted the Patreon. But I've had, what, 1, 2, 3 people join and then 1 person upgrade. So, I don't know, apparently May is just the month of giving. I thought that was December, I thought that was Christmas, but apparently May is the month of giving now. I'm not going to say no to it. If people are going to be very generous, and I do definitely appreciate it. Like, it's awesome that people want to do that. I just never understand why. And especially in that case, like, it's one thing if you're like, hey, here's $5 to your stream is good. But some of, like, I think one of the dudes in there gave me like $40 or something. It's like, that's crazy. Like, that's absolutely insane. Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand why, but thank you. People are very generous. I think it's part of the FOSS thing, though. Like, not the FOSS thing, the FOSS community. Because my chat, like, I've noticed not just my channel, actually a lot of the FOSS channels, the, well, how would you describe it? The average, the average the average patronage, yes, the average patronage is really high. Like, the amount that people actually donate. So I think average is at like $9 per person. Yeah. So here's my Patreon. Mine averages whatever that works out to be. 221 divided by 24, about $9-ish a person. I think DT's is also pretty high as well. I'm pretty sure DT's is public. Oh yeah, on that note, I'm always going to keep my Patreon public because I don't think there's really any reason to hide that information. Like, I don't care if people know, like, how much I make. I think it actually makes more sense to make that public, because then people can then make a actual realistic decision about whether they want to actually support the channel. Yeah, here you go. DT has 286 patrons, but that works out to be what? How much is that? I'm gonna do the maths. By do the maths, I mean I'm going to type the maths into a calculator, and the maths will be done for me. That averages out to almost $6 a person, $5.59. That's insane. Like, a lot of really big channels, like, the Ludwigs, the Pokemains, people like that, theirs averages out to be like more like $2 a person. I don't know, maybe it's just part of the FOSS community. People are just really generous for some reason. Like, I think, like, it makes sense because a lot of projects rely on donations. So there's sort of like this mentality that donating really does, like, help people out. That could very well be it. And I guess that then extends into, like, the creators who also make videos in that world. I don't know, I just realized I have a message on Patreon. Who messages me on Patreon? Oh, okay. Let's see what this guy said. I'm going to read your message. I'm going to read your message. Do you say anything, private in here? This is from Joseph. I'm not going to read his last name. Brodie, been a while since I watched your videos, as I was heavy into gaming on Linux, of course, for a few months. Started back on my Linux desktop adventures and have been catching up on your videos. A few weeks back, you did a video about a CLI assistant, included some info on text-to-speech. That would be on, the one that Bugswriter did. Tuxie, that one. I wanted to let you know about a much better text... Wait, CLI assistant include... Oh, okay, no. Yeah, no, this is about Tuxie. I wanted to let you know about a much better text-to-speech system. It's called Festival. It's in the Arch repos, and there are 3 packages. Festival, Festival English, and Festival US. Even though you are not from the US, I recommend installing that package because all the more advanced, more natural-sounding voices are in that package. The others sound like Stephen Hawking. It's from the University of Edinburgh Speech Labs, and the documentation is pretty bad. About 20 years old, so is the help feature. If you use its built-in command interpreter, just be sure to wrap the commands in brackets. Yes, that's what those are called. And there's tab completion. Voice and then hit tab will bring up a list of commands. Test that it is working like this. Say text hello there. Include the brackets. I like voice CMU US RMS CG for my default voice. There are some other voices that come up with just voice without the bracket, like a Welsh voice, but I've never been able to get them to work. Maybe you'll have better luck. Hope you have fun with this, and I'm glad you're still making great content. Thanks for that. Well, thank you, Joseph. Let's check it out now. We're not going to test out the software, but let's actually see what this is. Festival, text-to-speech? I guess we can look that up. Text-to-speech should show us what he's talking about. I think, yeah, so in that video where I talked about text-to-speech, I was talking about, I was talking about Tuxie. I was talking about text-to-speech in the context of eSpeak. Festival text-to-speech. Oh, DC did a video on it last year. Okay, let's see DT's video on it. Does this mean I'm going to steal DT's content?
If you want to
I don't care about selling stuff online, Wix. Go away. Let's steal some DT content because that's what YouTubers do. Let's see him run the command. No. Okay, you're showing us how to install packages. Jeez, this is an old style of content, isn't it? I remember when I did this. Oh,
Hash.files, left bracket screenshot of my desktop, right bracket https //
yeah, that's text to speech. I'll have a look at this one, actually. That actually does sound pretty useful. Yeah, there's a video if you want to go watch it from DT himself, but apparently there's a lot of other voice packages that can be used as well. Maybe this is how my arch nemesis, Baby Wogue, makes his videos. Probably. I don't know. Let's see if someone comments about it. Usually someone will do that. Baby Wogue? No one mentions Baby Wogue. I do wonder how he does his voice. I know that I have heard the voice like from streamers before, and I don't know where the voice package came from. But clearly it's a popular voice package if like big streamers are using it as well, and it must run with things like outside of Linux as well, because these are like Windows people. I don't know. I'll try it out. I'll try this thing out. See what it's useful for. And thank you for the suggestion. If anyone's ever curious about how to get in contact with me, you don't have to be a patron to do it. Like, that's just one of my many methods. The easiest way, I would say, is probably go and contact me on Mastodon or Twitter. That's where I will see your thing, like, basically straight away, because I'm on Mastodon and Twitter more often than I should be. But if you want to like get in contact with me straight away, that's a good way to do it, or over on Discord. But I get that a lot of people don't want to do that. Another way you could contact me is if you really want to, I don't suggest it because I'll probably take a couple of days to respond to you, is over email. You can find my email in various places on my various channels. If it's something related to my main channel, please contact me with the email for my main channel. I like to have stuff nicely segregated out. It makes stuff easier to sort through. If it's about the gaming channel or the podcast, use those specific emails as well. Just email me on the channel email that is relevant to the topic you are mentioning. Yeah. Or if you want to bring up like video topics, it doesn't like if you want to like just comment on a video, I read all my comments. So even if you like comment on a video about, I don't know, Richard Stallman, and you're like, hey, here's a cool application to try out, like I will still take that advice. If that's just your easiest way to contact me as well, like that's cool. Do whatever you want. Whatever works for you. I check most of my methods of contact most of the time. The worst way to contact me, even though I do accept messages there, is I have a Facebook fan page. I check Facebook fan page. I check the page probably once every 3 to 6 months. So not the best way, unless it doesn't matter. Unless you're like, hey, cool stuff. If that's what you want to say, contact me contact me wherever. Yeah. Yeah, words are hard. Words are hard because I did a 5-hour stream, or nearly a 5-hour stream earlier today, and it is currently 9:17 p.m. I could have done this earlier, but I was also planning videos earlier today as well. What ones did I plan today, actually? That's a good question. Let's find out. I planned a video on Google AMP. I do want to talk about that bit. We'll talk about it after I finish this, actually. I did a video, or planned a video on Google AMP. Matrix spaces, and also I want to do a video discussing what decentralization actually is. Now, Google AMP. Nobody is talking about this, and I have no idea why nobody's talking about this, because it is a really big deal. So Google AMP is Google's web framework for building mobile-friendly web pages. Now, Google AMP is dead. Is just dead. I don't know why. Literally nobody's talking about this, but Google's killing them. So there's this article right here from plausible.io. Now you might be saying, oh, but Google hasn't announced they're killing them. No. They haven't announced they're killing them, but they're effectively killing them. So the problem that Google AMP pages cause is that Google is a massive monopoly that will basically control everything they want you, everything they want to control. And they've made it so up until now, if you wanted to be have your news site ranked in the the news section on Google, it had to be a Google AMP page. And if you wanted to show up in news.google.com, it had to be a Google AMP page. They're finally fixing that, making it so you don't need to use AMP. Now, this is the entire use case for AMP. The only reason anyone ever used AMP, because it's not a good web framework besides this, the only reason they ever used AMP is because if you don't use AMP, your site will not be ranked. So removing that requirement is effectively the same as killing Google AMP. And I'm so happy it's happening because AMP sites are so boring. They all look exactly the same. Sure, you can have different font and you can have different pictures, but besides that, they all look the same. They are all so boring. It takes all the fun out of website development and like exploring the web. When every news site you go to is like, hey, here is a white page with some text on it and a logo at the top. Wow, that's so exciting. And it's not like AMP even succeeded in doing what its main purpose was, which from Google's side we're saying, hey, AMP pages make your site faster, because they don't. They make your site faster than a poorly designed website. That's about it. Because the problem with Google AMP sites is while they do make your site faster going by Google's metrics, what Google doesn't include is the main reason why sites are slow, which is having lots and lots of analytics from things like Google Analytics, or loading in a lot of external fonts from Google Fonts. You know, the stuff that actually slows down websites. That stuff not included in the metrics. That's just magically ignored. And if you don't do that, you don't have telemetry, or you download your fonts and actually load them with the site, turns out your site becomes much faster. Crazy that. Or if you don't have auto-playing videos, or you don't be lazy and you just load the entire site when the user loads the site, instead you go and actually program and you load the site as the user views stuff. All this stuff makes your site so much faster. I know, it's crazy. Imagine actually optimizing your site and making it quicker. It's crazy. Who would ever have thought that? But turns out it does. And it makes it faster than AMP. Like, you could use anything else and it would still be faster than AMP. Maybe not anything else. Maybe if you use like jQuery and like made really bad jQuery code, it would be slower. But like, you use React and you don't write your site like an absolute moron, or you use Vue or Angular and you just write it sensibly, it'll still be fast. You just have to make sure you're not doing that other stupid shit, which is very easy. Not having telemetry, surprisingly easy. Not including Google Fonts, surprisingly easy. I know, who would have thought that like not doing stuff would actually be quite easy. Just not stealing people's data is actually the easiest thing you could ever do. It actually involves far less work to not steal people's data. But anyway, AMP is basically dead. There will be a video coming out about that before this actually comes out. So yeah, there will be a video about this on my channel already. Check that out if you want a more structured way of talking about this, rather than me just blur out the stream of nonsense. My camera just has stopped focusing. Okay. You good there, camera? Okay, my camera's just decided that we're not going to be in focus right now. You good there? Okay. Okay, sure. Whatever. My camera's been doing that recently, actually. I don't know what's the cause of that. Maybe I've got like a speck on my lens or something. Actually, I could very well have a speck on my lens. I don't see a speck on my lens. I don't know what's happening. My camera. That's why. Wait, I just realized. Did I just click on that to like focus? I did. I did. I clicked on the thing to change my layout when I like got close to the camera. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Hey, look, I actually don't have my my filter on today, so I can whisper and you can still hear me. Wait, I might actually have the filter on. Give me 1 second to check. Do I have the filter on? If I do, then that sounded really horrible. I do. I'm going to turn it off. Now you can hear me. Yeah. This probably sounds really weird for any of the audio listeners. That's enough. That's enough of that. We are not going to do that anymore. Everyone just stopped listening as soon as I started doing that. I have no regrets. No regrets whatsoever. Speaking of no regrets, I recently discovered a new channel that I do not regret watching because it is so good. CoffeeZilla I already knew about, but this channel's a new one to me. There is a channel out there called Air Force Proud 95. Treat this as my shout out for the day as well, even though he has 1.3 million subs. This guy is really fun. Now, every single video on his channel is about Microsoft Flight Simulator. And he's also a commercial pilot, so like he understands like the flight lingo as well, which makes it even funnier. Because people on Microsoft Flight Sim, most of them don't know the flight lingo. So he's just like bullshitting half the time, and they don't actually know any better. But he has this this series called FSX Multiplayer Chaos and Trolling, where like he does do like actual realistic flight sim stuff. That stuff's fun and all, but that's not the most fun. The fun stuff is where he's trolling people in multiplayer, where people are like, hey, I want to go find some aliens, or hey, I'm gonna just call people absolute assholes while being the ATC. Someone had their call sign as oof, and he was just like, I refuse to let you land at my airport until you change your call sign. Or someone was like, hey, I'm gonna make my call sign weed. Ha ha ha, funny. Basically, he's just going around. The ATC stuff is really good as well. That's the air traffic controller. I think the air traffic controller videos are the best videos. Just trolling everyone trying to fly into his airport. Anyone who jumps into the chat and is like, hey, what airport are you at? He always just answers, we're at Pyongyang. Pyongyang in North Korea. But no, I highly recommend this dude's channel. I've been watching so many of his videos recently, and I don't care at all about Microsoft Flight Sim. If it wasn't for this channel, I would never watch a Microsoft Flight Sim video. That sounds incredibly boring. But this game is horribly, horribly broken, apparently. And it makes some interesting interesting situations. Like, you can very easily mod the game in multiplayer and do things like turn your F-18 into a hot air balloon and do 300 knots in a hot air balloon, which, for obvious reasons, is quite amusing to see and doesn't stop being funny. I've seen it like 4 times now. Doesn't stop being funny. Or you could be like, hey, I'm gonna modify my Boeing 737 to have the flight parameters of a Cessna, for example, and land on an aircraft carrier and just do stupid shit like that. I highly recommend it. It's so fun to watch this stuff. It might sound like Microsoft Flight Sim is just really boring, but I guarantee this dude has a fun channel, and he deserves his gold play button, even though he does record his videos with a Blue Yeti. This is proof right here that gear doesn't matter. If you're a fun creator, gear does not matter, because you can get 1 million subs with the Blue Yeti. You don't need to have a nice microphone like I do. This isn't a nice microphone. This is just less bad microphone, or like a nice mixer board like I have. You can just use a Blue Yeti. As long as you don't use it as it is out of the box, you turn down the gain to the minimum, you can make it functional. And I think with his videos, the bad microphone actually does add to it, because, you know, when you're an air traffic controller or a pilot, like you hear like the bad microphone. So it actually adds to the feel of the videos, I guess. Whereas usually like a Blue Yeti would make the video sound worse. I think being an air traffic controller with a Blue Yeti actually does kind of add to it. The guys he's talking to in TeamSpeak and Discord have way worse microphones anyway. Just like, hey, can you not record with your like your Xbox, like your original Xbox microphone back when like multiplayer was first introduced? Can you not record with that microphone? That would be nice, thanks. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen at all. They're just gonna keep using it. Yeah. Yeah. One of the really good videos is there was for whatever reason, they were flying a bunch of Cessna 172s, and they were like, "Oh yes, we are Air Force One." Air Force One just couldn't afford the F-18s today, so they rented a bunch of Cessnas. Taxpayer dollars going to a good cause. But out of nowhere, someone joined the TeamSpeak who could absolutely perfectly impersonate President Obama. And that led to some fun situations because, hey, why is Obama flying the Air Force One plane? Don't question it. Doesn't matter. Why is the president flying? Who cares? It's funny. And towards the end of the video, they decided to interview Obama, and that led to some amusing questions being asked. I recommend this channel. I do really recommend it. It is Microsoft Flight Sim, which doesn't sound fun, but I guarantee it is. Watch one video from like the multiplayer trolling series, and I guarantee you will be in love with this channel. Yes. Oh, another good one was when they had there was just the most Australian dude you can ever imagine, who was like, "Yeah, it's my first day as an air traffic controller. I don't know what I'm doing whatsoever," and trying to like help him guide him to the ground, and that obviously went quite badly. So check out the channel, recommend it. This isn't the end of the podcast. I just happened to talk about this right now. Speaking of talking about right now, I don't know, that's a bad segue. I've been getting ads for a new game recently. I don't know how new the game actually is, but it's new for me. I only found that it existed like very recently. I guess it came out. Actually, no, that would explain why I only just found out very recently, because it actually just came out very recently. There is a game out there called Touhou Lost Word. Not Lost World, as you may think. Lost Word. This is a Touhou gacha game. Why a Touhou gacha game didn't exist before this point, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So, being a gacha game, it's got the normal gacha combat style where it's like, hey, here's a party of characters. They will fight things in an RPG way. Woo! I have no interest in playing it, but I've been getting these ads for it, and it does look good. It does look good. But I know what's gonna happen. I play this game, and it's gonna do what every single gacha game does. Where it's like, here's a picture of the combat, actually. It's gonna do what every single gacha game does, where it's like, oh yeah, free-to-play is fine for, like, the first 10 hours. Oh, now time for free-to-play to become very difficult to play productively. And you're gonna have to grind for days upon days to get any single good drops. I'm not up for that. But hey, if you want to have fun Touhou story, that's cool. I've never actually played a Touhou game all the way through. Also, yeah, the art actually is really beautiful. I will give it props for the art. The art style it started to go with for this game actually is really good. I'm happy they didn't go with the normal Team Shang. No, is it? Wait, yeah, the normal Team Shanghai art style for Touhou, which is questionably good. Anyway, as I said, I haven't actually played all the way through a Touhou game, but if you've never played Touhou before, basically it's a bullet hell. Now, for some reason, I know that a lot of people just don't know what the word bullet hell means, even though there's a lot of Western bullet hell games. Basically, a bullet hell is where you have some enemy shooting at you from the top of the screen, and you have to dodge the bullets. Basically, take Space Invaders and make it 1,000 times more bullets. That's pretty much what it is. The only Touhou game I've actually played was Touhou 6. Touhou 6, Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil. Here's the art style from Touhou 6. This is why I'm quite happy, quite very happy that they didn't go with this art style because it's not very good. Anyway, bullet hell. This is what you have to deal with. Like, what is this? There are so many things in your screen. It's crazy. Anyway, it's fun. It's really fun, but it's very difficult. This is probably, what is this on? Like, lunatic difficulty? Obviously, the higher difficulty you go, the more bullets there will be on your screen. You can play, like, bitchier difficulties if you want to, and, like, not suffer as much. But if you want to suffer, then you can play insane, or you can, whatever the hard, lunatic, you can play lunatic mode on 6, because 6 is apparently also very difficult. Apparently it's one of the harder ones, which is probably not for the best. That was the first one I played. But Touhou was fun. It's fun because you know that you suffer, if that makes sense. It's fun because you know that there is a lot of room to improve. It's one of those games. Like, if you're the sort of person who doesn't care that they're not making any progress, and you're happy to just bash your head against a wall for like hours upon hours on end just to become better at a game, it is the perfect game for you. It's one of those games. If you want to like make progress, not so much. So if you're the sort of person who likes games like, say, you know, Hades, Binding of Isaac, things like that. Things where you're always doing the same things over and over and over again, trying to get that slight improvement upon your previous run. That's the sort of person who's going to enjoy this game. Maybe I'll go back and play Touhou again at some point. I know there's this fucking Touhou 17. Is that the most recent one? What the fuck? Wait, what's... Touhou 17 came out in 2019. What is the most recent Touhou game? The most recent version is Touhou 18 Unconnected Marketeers. And the art style still looks like shit. It's better shit, but it's still shit. I'm quite happy this is not the art style they went with. But hey, people are happy with the art style, so if they actually got good art at this point, I guess people would, people probably wouldn't be as happy with it. Just optimize your shit into the best shit art style it can be. Anyway, yeah, I was saying that I should go back and play some Touhou, maybe some of the newer games, and actually have some fun with it. I don't know. It's not my... I don't usually go with bullet hell games. That's not my general sort of thing. I am very big on, like, the RPG games. Very big on, like, the action RPG. That's my current thing I'm big for. I might... Yeah. Words. I was talking about Crystar before. I'm not 100% set on which game I'm going to play next, but it's probably going to be some sort of RPG. Because Crystar was an RPG. I enjoyed the RPG components, I just didn't enjoy the Crystar components, which is most of the rest of the game. But if I play something like, you know, Kingdom Hearts or something like that, I think I'll have a more fun time. Or I've actually got a copy of... Which Final Fantasy game was it? Final Fantasy something or other? I don't remember. The one with Squall. Whatever Final Fantasy game that is. Whatever Final Fantasy game that is. Squall. That would be Final Fantasy 8. Yes, Final Fantasy 8 on PS4. It's like the re-release of it that I paid like $10 for. Because God no, I wouldn't pay like a full price for that one. And there's been plenty of other games there, like Nier Automata. Nier Automata... Actually, the problem with playing Nier, or like a Final Fantasy game, is they're very long. Nier Automata. Time to beat. Not time to platinum. Fuck that. Time to beat. Main story is 21 hours. Plus the extras is 37.5 hours. Completionist is 61.5. That might not be that bad as a stream game then. I don't trust that it will take 21 hours. I would be the sort of person who gets, like, sidetracked by other shit. But 10-ish streams actually doesn't seem that bad. I could make that a decent stream game. I thought it would have been longer. Maybe I could... Actually, no. If I want something long to play, I've got a copy of, Ni no Kuni... what is the second game called? Ni no Kuni... What is the game? Where is it? I just look up Ni no Kuni 2. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. Wait, how long does the first game does it say to complete? Because I remember the tutorial taking like 20 hours. 30 to 60 hours. Bullshit. Bullshit, it takes 30 hours. 44 and a half hours according to howlongtobeat.com. I completed Ni no Kuni at about 80 hours. Yeah, that's about right. I remember, I think I spent 100 hours playing Ni no Kuni 1. Because I did also go back and try to, like, capture specific enemies. Ni no Kuni 2, time to complete. 38 and a half hours. I call bullshit. It took me about 90 hours to finish all but one side quest. That sounds like a Ni no Kuni game. That absolutely sounds like a Ni no Kuni game right there. I want to play that as well. I have so many games I want to play. I also got a couple of the Atelier games on my shelf as well. Just some of the random older ones, like what do we have here? Atelier, Sophie, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Book, and also Atelier, Fierce, The Alchemist, and The Mysterious Journey. Why did I buy random Atelier games? I don't know. But when I bought my PS4, I was just like collecting games, and that sort of happened. I want to go play Riser. Looks really fun though. Riser does look like a lot of fun. So maybe I'll go buy Riser, but I also want to go play these older ones I have on my shelf as well. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Atelier Sophie was released in 2015. Yeah. I don't know why I was collecting random Atelier games. I don't know. Actually, I've played like 10 minutes of an Atelier game, and I thought it was fun. Like, I played it at a friend's house. I think it was... what Atelier game did I play? It was a PS3 game. Atelier PS3. Let's see if I can find it. And I played with the English dub, and God, that game was not good in the English dub. Ah, yes, that's the one it was. Was it this one? I think it was. Give me 1 second. I think it was Escher and Logi. Logi? Yeah, Alchemist of the Dust Sky. That's what it was. See, looking back on this now, I don't know. I think me now would really enjoy this, especially if I did hear the Japanese voice acting. Me at the time wasn't like I was not a big anime fan when I played this game at a friend's house. But I think me now, this is like exactly what I like. Like, look at this. That thing's adorable. And she's adorable. Look at that big sword she has. That's adorable carrying the sword. There's also this cool dude with the white hair. So you can have him with the cat ears, I guess, for some reason. But also the dub did definitely hurt that game, surely. Actually, you know what? We're gonna listen to the English. We'll listen to the English voices. English. Why did I hate this? Let's see why I hated this. Oh, this is Vita gameplay. Show me a cutscene. Cutscene, or... Oh, I guess a battle works as well. You'll hear how she sounds there. Come on.
You're interfering with my...
Look at all these...
Oh god, I don't care about you. You don't speak. I want to hear the characters speak.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, thankfully he...
Stop speaking. I'm gonna find someone else who isn't speaking. Let's see. That would be nice. Please don't speak. I don't want to deal with your voice. And I don't... No, you don't get to have your ad playing on my screen, points bet. Yeah, here we go. Here's a cutscene. Okay. Let's see if this person's talking.
On board precisely because we feel you are necessary. But, unlike before...
Wait.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Manager?
Now.
This is not as bad as I remember.
Now. There's no need to be...
This is considerably less bad than I remember.
Oh, sorry, branch manager Grumman.
No, it's quite bad. It's not as horrible. I remember it being so much worse, but that's at least tolerable. On that note, let's go see the Japanese version because it's going to be much better. I wonder if I recognize her voice. I probably will. I'm usually pretty good at recognizing Japanese seiyuu. Japanese. If I can spell Japanese. That is an English playthrough. Don't show me an English playthrough. I don't care. That's a trailer. That is an OST. Show me some voices. Don't show me. Yeah, that's a good channel as well, but don't show me that. Oh, from Red Gaming. No, I'm not giving points bet. They're mad. Go away. It's not happening. No, that's still English voices. Why can I not find anyone playing this game with the Japanese voices? You know what? We just look up who is voicing her, and then we'll work it out from there. Wikipedia to the rescue. Tell me who voices her in the Japanese version. Give me an answer. Rie Murakawa. On to my anime list we go, because anyone voicing in Japan who voices video games probably also voices anime characters as well, and I am 100% correct. Okay, let's see. Don't know that. Kaoruko from Boku no Hero Season 3. Okay, don't remember your voice. Tiona from Danmachi. Okay. Nyatan from that thing, from Etotama. Megumi from Gochumon. Okay, that voice fits. Yeah, I can see that. Anzu from Hinamata. Voice of Ram. Okay, her Japanese voice would be really good then. Okay. Yeah, Japanese voice would be good. Who else do we have? Hotaru from Nonnon Bayuri. Or Biori? No, Bayori. Natsuki Momohara from One Room. Obviously, Ram from ReZero, not just from the spin-off series. Yui from Trinity 7. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty good voice. Yeah, her Japanese voice would be less bad than her English voice. But her English voice is not as terrible as I remember. If you want terrible English voices, I highly recommend listening to the some English gameplay of the Neptunia series. I'm gonna show you the Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's a bad one. Neptunia. We look up Neptune's catchphrase. Jump like a kangaroo. Holy shit. The English version of that is so bad. Let's listen to. No, that is muted. Here you go.
Like a kangaroo.
That hurts.
Like a kangaroo. Like a kangaroo.
I hate you. Stop that. Stop. Japanese. Here is the Japanese version from the anime, but still works. That's adorable. That's much better. That's much better. The Japanese Neptune voice is so much better. Why would anyone ever play the Neptunia series in English? It hurts me that people do this. I hear... That catchphrase gets very annoying very quickly. Luckily, jumping is very useless in the game. Like, there's really nowhere you need to actually jump. But whenever I play some sort of like, really any JRPG, I always play it in native voices. Most games actually try to play in native voices. Like, if I was to go play Witcher, for example, I would probably play Witcher with the native voices. Generally, what you see is when a language is in its native version, generally the game is going to have better voices. That's not always the case. Sometimes, especially in the case of Japanese dubs, the Japanese dub is just so much better. Like, have you ever watched the Japanese dub of Ruby, for example? That is the Rooster Teeth series. The first season in Japanese is so good. Like, I'm so surprised by like how good the Japanese voice in Ruby are. Actually, let's see if we can find an example. I don't make any money on this anyway, so we can just show copyrighted stuff. Ruby Japanese. Here we go. I'm obviously not. Wait, is this gonna play the music? Probably gonna play music, isn't it? Here we go. Yeah, that's fine. This part's fine. I want to hear Ruby's voice. Show me Ruby's voice, damn it. Show me Ruby speaking. Here we go. This should do it. There's Yang. Especially in the case where Ruby is a web series. Like, Ruby being a web series, the voice actors in Ruby are not, especially in season 1, are not voice actors. Like, the only voice acting they've done, some of them haven't done any, but the only ones that have done any voice acting was in Red vs. Blue, and another web series, which doesn't have amazing voice acting to begin with. So, the English version of Ruby is just like questionably voiced, but you then have professional voice actresses doing it in the Japanese version, and it's just so much better. I wonder how much of it's actually been dubbed into Japanese. Wait, they've dubbed to... Wait, season 4's being dubbed into Japanese? Wait, what? Apparently so, okay. Season 4 and Season 5 have been dubbed into Japanese. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. That's actually surprising. Okay, I only knew that Season 1 was. I guess it must have been popular enough to continue doing it. Maybe because the dub was better than their own voices. But, I don't know. Ruby is a fun series, even though the series is sort of like train wrecked. Ever since Monty Ohm died, the story has just been like spiraling into like absolute oblivion. Like, they decided to change how the story was going to go after Monty had a pretty good direction to go, where I think they were going to keep what was her name, Pura, the girl who died in season 3. I think it was Pura. It's been a long time since she died. They're going to keep her around as like a mentor for Jean, and they're like, nah, let's not do that. Let's instead, now that Monty's dead, just kill her off and just make Jean more powerful because reasons. Like, what? Why? Huh? But she was a really good character, like one of the best characters in the series. Nah, let's kill her off. Let's kill her off in it. Better. What? No, it's not. It's not how that works. Let's not do that. Let's keep the good characters around. And then they like killed, like not killed. I guess they killed the characters of the main characters. Yeah, that works. Sure. Very roundabout way of saying it, but it works. So all the like main characters in Ruby represented colors. You had Ruby, who was red. You had Weiss, who was white. You had Blake, who was black, and you had Yang, who was yellow. But as the series continued on, like, their costumes actually shifted more towards looking very generic. Like, Ruby now has, like, a bunch of black in her costume and, like, belts everywhere because anime characters need belts. Yang is now, like, wearing a bunch of brown clothing. Blake has white clothing, and Weiss is, like, grey now. So it sort of, like, takes away the original theme of the series. And I really feel like if Monty was still around, it would not have gone that direction. Like, Monty was bringing the series in a really good direction, and he died when the series started getting good. And then, you know, they continued it going and just ruined his entire vision. Even though they did have, like, a layout of how the series was going to go, I have heard that they actually did diverge from where Monty wanted to take the series, which would explain why it doesn't make any sense now. And Monty would have never left in things that just... there were fight scenes that just made no sense, where, like, someone... I think Ruby was just, like, sitting on the ground while someone was, like, running at one of her teammates trying to attack them. It's like, why don't you, like, stop them? You have the ability to basically teleport. Why don't you do something? He's like, nah, I'm gonna sit here, ain't it? In it, mate. Why would I move? What's the point of that? Oh, I could, like, save everyone's life right now, but that's too much effort. It's like, Monty wouldn't have left very obvious things like that, because he was the reason why, the things like the Tex fight in Red versus Blue were made, because he understood how to do fight scenes. That's what he was good at. Like, that's what he was doing before Red versus Blue was doing stuff. That's what it was doing before Ruby existed. He understood fight scenes. And Rooster Teeth understood how to make a fight scene look cool, not how to make a fight scene make sense, if that makes sense. Like, you can make a kung fu fight, for example, look really cool, but you know really that the fight makes literally no sense. It's just the fact that usually kung fu fights are so cool that you don't care about that. In the case of Ruby, though, they're, like, moderately cool. Like, Jason Statham movie kind of cool. Like, nothing super impressive you haven't seen before, but still cool enough to grab your attention, I think would be a good way to put it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching Ruby because I'm like, what's the latest season? 6? Ruby. What is the latest? 7. 7's apparently the latest one. Ruby, I guess it came out and I just didn't see it. Oh no, that was last season. Season 7 was the one that came out last year. I guess season 8 started and I just never watched it. I guess it's probably finished because it came out 6 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go watch that at some point. I don't know. I'm 7 seasons in. 7, 8 seasons in. I guess I should finish it. It's my Crystar problem all over again, where it's just like, I'm already so far in it. I might as well. Eh. Oh, Lord. Actually, something fun. So apparently, Terraria is a very old game right now. Terraria apparently came out 10 years ago. And we have the final update of Terraria that came out, what, a couple of years back? It was the final update. It was the final content update. They've still been doing occasional updates here and there to fix bugs. And with the 10th year anniversary, or 10 year anniversary, not 10th year, the 10-year anniversary, they decided to do a bit of a fresh update, add some celebration seeds in. They're actually kind of cool. And I haven't actually looked at the seeds themselves, but I'm so surprised Terraria's been around for 10 years. I remember playing that game when it first came out. Remember pirating the game and playing it during the first update, to be honest. Seeing how much it's improved. Like, it's one of those games that it was fun when it first came out, but there's been so much free content that there's been so much free content for that game that makes it something you can always come back to and always enjoy. Let's see if we can find... That's an ad. I'm not going to show you the ad. You guys do not even get to see the company it's going to be an ad of, because I don't want to give them any more attention than they deserve. Let's see these celebration seeds. Show me a celebration. Oh, we're loading a world. Let's see what this world is. Thank you to Chippy Gaming. Wow, the loading screen looks so different from what I've seen before. Oh, that's cool. They've got hats on. That's neat. Oh, so it's like a party world. That's actually really cool. I wonder if there's like anything special, like under the map or something like that. So this basically just like, yeah, it's just a celebration world. That's cool. All the NPCs are here. You get to see what's going on. I like that. That's cute. I need to go back and play Terraria. It's been a long time since I played it, and I'm sure since the last time I played it, there's been a lot of like updates actually made to the game. Just looking at this person's equipment bar, I can already see there's been a lot of updates to the game. Like, I remember when like the final boss of the game was the boss in the like the temple thing towards the edge of the map. I remember when that was the final boss, when like the big skeleton dude would come out. That was the final boss at one point. Then there was like a mecha version of that. Then I think there was like other bosses as well. Man, I'm so happy with like how much free content you got for Terraria. That game is worth so much more than you pay for it. Like, how much is Terraria actually worth on Steam right now? Is Terraria a ripoff of Minecraft? What are you saying? It is $10. Nope, I don't want to play that audio. It is $10 for Terraria. I guess $15 if you're in Australia. That is so cheap. This game can give you like, what? Maybe you probably get like 40 or 50 hours of content out of this for $10. That's mental. Let's have a look at the bosses on the wiki. So the final boss when I was originally playing was this guy here, the Skeletron. But now what is it? There's pre-hard mode bosses. Okay, sure. So we have the King Slime, the Eye of Cthulhu. Yeah, that was a fun one. Eater of Worlds, that was also a fun boss. Especially once you got yourself a, was a ball and chain. That was this easy boss after that. The Brain of Cthulhu. Now there's a bee, apparently. Wall of Flesh. That wasn't there when I originally played, but that was a fun boss when that came out. Hard mode bosses, then there are like mecha versions of bosses. There's like the Queen Slime, the Destroyer, which is a mecha version, Skeletron Prime. Wow, there's so many bosses now. What the hell? The Moon Lord. That is the new final boss, apparently. Huh. And there are event bosses, so... So when, like, certain times in the game happen, there's a Pumpkin Moon now, apparently. Wow, okay. There are all of these other bosses. That's so cool. There are so many bosses. What the hell? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, I need to go back to this game. I think there's probably like 10 more bosses here since I last played. I think I played like 6 years ago. That was the last time I played. I can't even imagine how much content has been added since then. Man, this is a game that's worth your time. Maybe I should play Terraria and just never stream anything besides Terraria. I could do it. Like, I wouldn't get bored of the game. There's always new stuff to do. I don't even know how long it would take to like get to the final boss in Terraria now. Let's see if Time to Beat has a thing on Terraria. Time to Beat Terraria. I can't imagine it would because it is like a apparently people have done it. The main story, so getting to like the final boss, 50 hours. 90 hours for main plus extras. 181 for, like, getting, like, everything. I think this is worth some time. $10! And that's 181 hours of... Okay, maybe not 181 hours. Completionist runs are crazy. But this one, 90 hours. 90 hours of good content for $10. And I don't know if Relogic is even doing anything else. Like, I think they're just living off of the money that Terraria has brought in. Like, I've still got Terraria on, like, their home screen here. The page was last updated in 2017. That's hilarious. What else is Relogic doing? They have a game called Pixel Piracy. Never heard of that one before. Or Pixel Privateers. Terraria, honestly, though, like, Terraria will give you a lot of money. Like, that, being the developers of that game, like, sort of a lot of money. Okay, so there has been some updates since then. There's been Steam Workshop support. That's another thing. It now has Steam Workshop mod support. Like, that's insane. What the hell? There's resource packs. You can do anything you want in this game now. Having mod support in a game like this means that you get infinite content. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to follow up Terraria. I hope they if they do try to do like a Terraria 2, that they really consider what they're doing, I think it'd be probably better to like, hey, it's Journey's End, but like maybe the journey didn't end, and we're gonna continue actually updating it. I could see them actually doing that, like bringing some hype. If they decided they were gonna re-update Terraria and continue developing it, that would bring so much hype back to the game. Maybe they're gonna wait a couple of years and then do it then. But it's such a money train. Like the fact that they would just be like, yeah, it's done now. It's done. We don't need to update anymore. The game's complete. Like that would take so much self-control for a company making this much money to actually do. It's crazy. These devs are crazy. The fact that they decided to just stop developing a game that everybody loves. You gotta have some balls to do that. You really do. Wait, what did that say? Did I just see something that said 35 million? Oh, okay. Well, that's why they're not developing anymore. Because they sold 35 million copies. Okay, maybe they're just like, yeah, we have enough money. We just don't need to work for the rest of our lives. To be fair, if that's the reason why they stopped, I can respect that. Just like, yeah, we've got enough money. It's fine. Why would we keep developing it? Like, game is complete. We have $350 million. We're all good. And it probably costs more on consoles anyway. I can respect that. I can respect that a lot, actually. You know what? I take back what I said. I take back what I said, that they're crazy for not developing it. If you have $350 million, you don't have to work. I know they are still porting it to, like, new things that are coming out. It's like, hey, games on Stadia, or games on next-gen actually, it's on PS5. If it's not on PS5, it'll be coming to PS5. Terraria, PS5. It's on the PS4, and it's probably coming to PS5 at some point. There are things on the forum about it, but surely. Sure, right, no, also the PS4 is backwards compatible, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, of course. That would make sense, yeah. So probably won't do it. Wait, you can play it on PS5? It's like Minecraft. Minecraft is one of those games that has so much momentum that, like, you don't need to work on it anymore. Actually, how many copies of Minecraft have been sold? So I feel like it's going to be a dumb number. Like a really dumb number. Copies of Minecraft sold. Oh, this is year by year. Oh, I thought it meant 200 million sold. No, 200 million sold in 2020. And it's gaining popularity now. Why is Minecraft gaining popularity again? Dream. That's why. Right, I hadn't considered that. Yes, because people like Dream exist now. Minecraft is gaining popularity again. This is like the level of money where you don't need to work again. Like, 200 million copies in a year? That's like fuck you money. Let's say Minecraft isn't sold for $10 either. Minecraft is like, what, $30? How much is Minecraft? Minecraft, not Microsoft. But also it's Microsoft. And Microsoft isn't going to stop developing it because Microsoft, you know, loves money. They can never have enough money. Minecraft. Oh yeah, they've also got like Minecraft Dungeons as well, don't they? And Minecraft Earth, whatever that is. Get Minecraft. How much is Minecraft? For computer. Thank you. For PC. Sure, whatever. Okay, yep. Java Edition. Thank you. 35 Australian dollars. So what, 25 US? Something like that? For players in South Korea, you must be 19 years of age or older to purchase and play the Java edition of Minecraft. Imagine Minecraft having a 19 plus age rating. What the hell? That's strange. Why does it have that? I have to look that up. Huh. But the Windows edition, the one that no one plays, that one is $30. So let's just say $30 all round. That's what's that? $6 billion? Wait, did I do my numbers correctly? Yes, $6 billion a year. What? 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 Those are dumb like that. That is a dumb number. That is a dumb number that doesn't make any sense. Surely surely I've done that wrong. 300 million times by six. Wait. Also, 200 million. Am I dumb? Can I not do maths? Wait, I need to check this. Yeah, that's 200 million times by 30. No, that's correct. 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million. Yeah, no, that's. Wait, 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10. Yeah, no, that's $6 billion. $6 billion a year. What? 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 How much money do you need, Microsoft? How much money do you need? Microsoft net worth. What is the net worth of Microsoft? A lot, probably. $1 trillion? What? At what point do you decide as a company, we have enough money? At what point does that happen? Like, is it $1 billion? Is it 100 billion? A trillion? How much money do you really need? Like, what is $1 trillion? You could buy a country for that. Like, literally buy a country for that. What? So much money. I can't even fathom how much money that is. 100... What is that? $100,000 in $100 bills. Here's a good example. I know let's see. Okay, this is $100,000. Oh no, this is $1 million. Okay, this is $1 million as a cube of $100 bills. So 10 million is 10 times that. 100 million is 100 times that. Are you understanding like how stupid this is? That's only 100 million. So wait. So is a trillion is 100,000 times more than 1 million? Is that right? Something like that? That's a lot. That's really big. That's like neighborhood size big. So stupid. How much money do you need though? Like genuinely, how much money do you need? I don't know. Maybe when you're a company that big, it's like you're not even looking at the numbers anymore. You just want your numbers to go up. As long as or you're not even looking at numbers. You're just looking at a bar. As long as the bar is green, the bar is good. If the bar is not green, the bar is not good. But like this is the problem with having investors who are always trying to make more money. It's like at $100 trillion, no one could ever spend that much money. Even if you were trying to spend that money, like literally buying Lamborghinis every day. Wait, okay. How much is a Lamborghini? Let's find this out. Lamborghini. What is the Lamborghini everyone buys? That one. The Aventador. That's the one. The Aventador is the one that all of the influencers on TikTok have. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's the one. How much is a Lamborghini Aventador? Lamborghini Aventador price. So that is 800,000 Australian dollars. Let's go US price because we're going with US dollars. So the US price is not the Australian price. That is not what I searched for. Probably more than you think. Sure, that's the answer I didn't care about. Lamborghini Aventador 2021 model. Okay. That's the number we can work for. We can work with $450,000. Let's go with 450. That's the middle of the road. Okay, so how many zeros are in a trillion? That's 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, trillion, divided by 450,000. Okay. Okay. Now, this number here, this is 2,222,202. Okay? That means that you could literally buy a new Lamborghini every single day for how many years? Divided by 365. You could buy a new Lamborghini for 6,000 years every single day. That's how much money that is. What the how just fathom are you understanding like how stupid $1 trillion is? You could buy a new Lamborghini every single day for 6,000 years and not have run out of money yet. What? This is what I mean when I say you can't spend, like, obviously it's not all in liquid money. Like, a lot of what Microsoft has is in assets. But, like, if you sold everything Microsoft has, that's what net worth is. That's too much. That's just too much. I don't understand. I don't know, maybe, as I said, maybe there's something that happens to your brain when you get that rich. And when you have a company that successful. That you're just like, it has to be more successful. Just having the current level of success is not enough success. That's just not allowed. Not to say that you can't be successful. Not to say that you're not allowed to have $1 trillion. But there has to come a point where you're like, maybe we should do, like, I don't know, maybe we should solve the hunger crisis in some country out there. Maybe that would be for the best. Maybe not just, like, doing a bit of, you know, because Bill Gates is definitely a philanthropist, but he's at the point where he could literally solve world hunger. Like, literally solve world hunger with how much money he has. That's how stupid it is. But no, that's not profitable. You have to, if you're gonna be a philanthropist, you have to make money off of it. That is the Bill Gates way. Anyway, that's enough ranting about Bill Gates. I want to end off this this before I lose all my YouTube ads on my main channel. I want to end this off with a good note. HoloLive English is great. I love HoloLive English. And the HoloLive English girls decided to do a cover of a song. They decided to do a cover of the song Take Me Home, Country Roads. Now, why did they decide to cover this? I know why. It's because this little gremlin right here, this little gremlin, Galgura, is a member of HoloLive English. Now, I think I've talked about who Galgura is. Galgura, otherwise known in a previous life as the one and only Senzawa, who is famous for the song Okie Dokie Boomer, which I guarantee you've heard, because that's the one where you had the birdie girl dancing around. It's like, you've heard the song. I'm not going to sing it, but you've heard the song. Now, Senzawa also did a Take Me Home. There we go. That she also did a cover of Country Road. But when Senzawa did it, she was very drunk. Now, this gremlin is now this gremlin, and this gremlin decided that this needed to happen, and it's amazing. Even though Amelia Watson is not a great singer, didn't hurt it. All of the rest of them, great singers. Gura, great singer. Calliope, great singer. Takanashi Kiara, great singer. Ina, great singer. Even if she did do the really bad cover of Unravel, the Tokyo Ghoul opening. Melia is getting better though. This is great. I highly recommend listening to this. It's adorable, and it will make your day brighter. Or just go and listen to Amelia sing it by herself. That also works. Or you could listen to Gura sing it as well by herself. I don't know why they love this song so much. It's a great song, but I don't know why they love it so much. Yes, Hololive English is great. I could probably do an entire podcast just talking about Hololive English, and I've done live streams like that basically, so it wouldn't be any different really. Really wouldn't be any different, so maybe I'll have to do that at some point. Maybe I need to bring on someone who's just as much of a Hololive fan as I am, or just VTuber fan in general, and just do that. Talk about Mousy, talk about Nyanas, talk about Veibe, talk about Snuffy, all of the Hololive girls, talk about Niji Sanji, whatever sort of VTuber stuff comes up. Because VTubers are the future. Just accept it. VTubers are the future. They will take over all of the platforms. I'm waiting for some, like, TikTok VTubers. Wait, does that exist yet? Surely it has to. Surely there are VTubers on TikTok. TikTok VTuber. Okay, so you have like some of the Hololive girls on TikTok, but you don't actually have any TikTokers who are VTubers. Sadly. Get on that, guys. That will be the next big thing. I guarantee it. Why they are not already on TikTok is beyond me, because that is how you get the what are the new generation, the Gen A's, the Generation Alpha, the Alpha generation. That's how you get them big in on VTubers, and then the world explodes because no one wants to work real jobs. Everyone wants to be on the internet. On that note, I'm ending today's podcast. Me, the one who is on the internet all the time, because I'm a VTuber. No, I'm not a VTuber. That's not my secret. I'm a YouTuber, apparently. I'm a content creator, as one may say. I don't say influencer because influencer implies that I have no talent, and I don't want to let people in on my secret that I have no talent. So we go with content creator instead. Anyway, that is going to be everything for today's podcast. I'm probably going to go and render this and then do the clips tomorrow because it is 10:20 p.m. right now, and I don't think I have time to do both tonight. And I don't want to stay up late because I've got a Dead Cell stream first thing in the morning. So, that's going to be pretty much everything for me. Before I go, I would like to thank my supporters, all of the beautiful, beautiful people that I'm going to compliment while I stall to bring up my list. Special thank you to Joachim, Donald, Logan, Michael, Andrew, Nathan, David, Carl, Will, Brennan, Chico, Bento, Jamie, Joseph, Josh, Mitchell, Peter D, Stephen, Tears, Theroux, Tony Tushar, and all of my $2 supporters. A special thank you to all of those beautiful people. They're all lovely. I love all of you. Every single one of you. From the top tier to the bottom tier, you're all beautiful people. I don't know how long I'm going to drag this out for. Go check out my main channel. That is Brodie Robertson, where I do Linuxy videos that are much more planned than this, and I am far less tired when I'm doing them. Even though I do get quite angry while recording, because I know that I can do better, and then I fuck up the recording, and they take longer than they should. But that is something you don't see, because I cut it out of the video, because I know how to edit videos. I've got my gaming channel, where I do gaming stuff twice a week, Thursday, Friday. Directly after this comes out, actually, there will be a live stream. It'll probably be a Crystar live stream, unless I decide that I don't want to suffer anymore and I go play something else. But it will probably be a Crystar live stream. I've also got this podcast available as an audio release. If you're not listening to that version already, that is available anywhere you can find audio podcasts. Just search Tech Over Tea and you will find it. And I have also got the video release on YouTube and Odyssey. So, that's going to be everything for me. I am going to turn these lights off because I am blind right now. I really need to get a better thingy that goes on the camera. A better lens that I can turn the lights down further for and be chiller. Because right now, this light is at... What is this light at? This light is at 34%. And 34% is quite bright, as you may not know, but... Actually, no. If we turn this off, you'll see how bright it is. That's how bright it is. That's how bright that light is. So, anyway, enough rambling. That is the end. See you guys later. Peace out. Love you all. I don't know how to end this, but we're going to end it like that. Wait, how do I do a click? There we go.